И здравейте всички от YouTube и добре дошли в новия епизод на Райс Паранас. Както виждате, започваме директно от там, където свършихме предния епизод. А той беше точно пристигането ни в Сария. Както се срещате предния път, ние покорихме Мекена изцяло, пребихме всички на арената. И който не е гледал видеята в Мекена или поне последните две видеа, може да спре това видео и да се върне и да ги погледне. Супер интересни са, много екшън имаше и много интересни моменти и разбрахме малко повече за бащата на майя си. И не на майя си, на Осми. И след това ние заминахме за Сария, като имаме трима нови герои, които са с нас. И сега ще ги видите по пътя, докато излизаме от кораба. С вас и мишката беше на Gaming Channel и предлагам да започнем този епизод. Надявам се да ви хареса видеото. За момент малко се апгрейднем. Малко се апгрейднем, че имаме бая точки от Сария. Но... Това по-лио. Да, тук има някои God Power деца с контролери, но аз това не трябва. О, така... В принцип не трябва, тя така или иначе башка спела. Така...
Yes, Jeyson.
We've arrived at SARIA. We will go ashore to seek a descendant of Hermes.
SARIA was once home to a particularly vicious breed of manticores. Some of the Black Tongues would often scheme of coming here to trap and eat.
Did they?
Not that I know of. SARIA is so remote, I don't think anything ever came of it. I'll be here if you need me. As always.
Okay.
Quite humid here. My poor hair. And then again, compared to what I had before, back on Kithra, anything is an improvement.
That's all for now, Medusa. Thank you.
Centaurs, eh? Good warriors. Great scouts. Their homeland of Arcadia is a place of constant war. I've never heard of centaurs living away from there, though.
Tell me about Ares.
Some men like to sit and ponder, plan for deeds they'll never do. Better a man had never been born than his deeds live only in his mind. Men like you are doers. That's the type of man whom Lord Ares looks upon with favor.
What powers does Ares grant his warriors?
Ares will delight in feeding your rage, empowering your every blow with divine force. The fury of fire and the force of earth will be at your command.
Tell me of the power he can bestow.
Call to him upon the field of battle, and he will answer. His power will surge through you, and you will send your enemies flying to the ferryman. The last sounds they will hear will be the crunch of their own bones and the laughter of the chariot rider.
Tell me of the defense that Ares offers.
Call to him in battle, and let the fire of his rage sear away all thought of fear. Let it burn away everything until nothing is left but a skin of molten rock. Then laugh with the chariot rider as your enemies try in vain to pierce that stone armor.
Tell me of Ares' rage.
The champions most favored by Ares all know his rage. Deep within it roils, awakened by the clash of bronze, until it can be contained no more. Then does it bellow forth in the warrior's battle scream. There is no more heartfelt prayer to Ares you can utter. Let the rage of Ares be the chorus of your battle song.
I've heard the enemies of Ares are often frozen in fear.
There's a power he bestows to the bravest of his champions, the power to petrify their enemies. Their minds freeze in fear as their bodies freeze in stone. Then, to truly please he who is the source of this, the champion will shatter them into pieces.
Tell me of your own deeds. How Ares favored you in battle.
I remember the first time Ares came to me in battle. It was against the Corinthians. Damn olive eaters. Most of our ships hadn't even hit the beach, but I was young and stupid and starving for glory. As soon as we landed, I took a company of men and rode for the enemy camp. Before we knew it, we were surrounded by them. We fought like rabid dogs, but there were so many. My standard bearer took an arrow to the neck. Young kid, 15. The sight filled me with such fury. A red mist descended upon the field, and I felt a tremendous surge of power. Alone, I charged into the thickest throng. The only sound I heard was the crack of Corinthian bones beneath my mace. Turns out, without even realizing it, I fought my way to their general and sculled him. Before my armies ever showed up, the Corinthians fled the field. That was the power of Ares.
Tell me of the aspects of Ares.
The crushing mace pleases Ares best. With his aspects as your guide, you will fight with power and savagery. Your attacks will smash shields, sunder armor, and stun your cowering foes.
Let me know if you require anything. I take my leave.
Да вземем то смешно, я помню. Ето ще вземем ветеран бледа. Да, по-хубаво се снял.
Jeyson, I've been thinking about that armor I made for your arena trial. Patroclus made me rush to throw something together. It served its purpose then, but I didn't get to finish it the way I would have liked to. Now that I have some time, I'd like to scratch that itch.
What do you have in mind?
There are two things I could do. First, I could add some additional plating and improve the flexibility of the joints. This would increase the armor's defensive properties and should allow you to swing your weapons more powerfully. The other thing I could do would be to improve upon its existing unique ability. When you strike down your enemies in battle, you will feel a rush of exhilaration and stamina. I could double this effect, I think. So, how would you like me to finish your armor?
Increase its existing properties.
As you wish. This will just take a moment. There. Now that is something I can be proud of.
Your skill never ceases to impress.
You've done more than enough for me, Jeyson. Consider this a sign of my gratitude for taking me aboard the Argo. May it serve you well.
Не. Ще го сменя със знанието на армора. По-макеха. Защото... Че сега? Къде беше то? Мисля, че защо. Ето се. Че, дали е шофер, бе? Джейсън Арген слаж бъдат да се винят в това съдение. Блокира нещо. Той дава повече демидж. На мен ме трябва повече демидж. Затова ще се останем с натина армора. А по този със сила буста може да го вземем на следващата локация, която няма да я кажам какво е. Но там ще ни трябва. Като знам какви педали са там. Така.
There's two kinds of centaurs. The big kind, they're the warriors and chiefs. Then there's the wee ones, relatively speaking. They're the scouts and runners.
Okay.
Let's play again. You were cheating.
Cheating? How so?
Your breath carried on the wind and distracted me.
Really? Perhaps Jeyson would care to join our game.
What are you playing?
A small game of wits, of memory.
How does it work?
We each take turns naming a god of Olympus. You must answer quick, or forfeit your turn. The first to repeat a god already named, or the first to take too long to answer, loses.
Be warned, Jeyson. I have an excellent memory.
Let's play.
Excellent. As the newcomer to our game, we'll start with you.
Apollo.
Ares.
Hera. Zeus.
Athena.
Artemis. Hephaestus.
Dionysus.
Aphrodite. Demeter.
Hades.
Poseidon.
Не.
Ha! You lose.
Fuck.
Memory is a mysterious visitor who sometimes lingers and sometimes only passes by.
Horse folk. Vicious things in my experience. They eat babies, you know. I've never heard such tales. Oh yes. They love the taste of human flesh. It's quite well known on Mycenae.
These on the docks appear no threat. At least not yet.
Likely to lose. I say we spear them where they stand.
They've done us no harm. If there's to be a fight, they'll make the first move.
There are satyrs here on SARIA, cruel and vicious.
Why aren't there more satyrs like you, Pan?
Oh, I'm not so different from the others. We share the same fundamental nature, at the heart of which is the uncontrollable pursuit of our own desires. Their desires are just more limited than my own.
Your desires, as you put it, consider more than just yourself.
I'm not sure altruism exists. Can we have a completely unselfish desire to help others? Let us pretend we're two rival shepherds, and we're beset by a ravenous wolf. If you betray me by opening my herd gate, the wolf will eat my entire flock, but spare all your animals. If you don't betray me, but I betray you, the wolf will eat your animals and spare mine. If we both betray each other, the wolf will glut on both our flocks, and we will each lose half our beasts. If neither of us betrays the other, the wolf must feed while our flocks graze, and will each lose only a tenth. So what would you do? Betray me or not?
I would trust that you don't betray me, so I wouldn't betray you either.
But is your trust misplaced? You see, I'm best served by betraying you, whatever choice you make. If you chose to betray me, then I'd have lost all my flock, unless I betrayed you in kind. If you chose not to betray me, as you did, then I can keep all my flock by betraying you. How can altruism succeed when it is always the worst of choices?
Го да вземем. Пан сме го взимали. Ако вземем пан, ще можем да четем хърмовете, защото са на кентавърски. Херкулес сме го вземали постоянно. Ахил и него сме го вземали постоянно. Него не сме го взимали, но... Нали. Добре. Да, ще вземем пан. От маки. Има хубави истории за разказване.
Nahene traveler, what is your business on SARIA?
I am Jeyson, captain of the Argo. We seek a descendant of Hermes.
Here? I know nothing of what you seek.
Tell me, are you the leader of your tribe?
No. Lycus is the Aleph of the Nasiros. You should speak with him. A friendly satyr will be a welcome sight. He's in the village ahead. Take the trail east past the beach.
Then we'll go and see him now.
Take caution, traveler. SARIA is dangerous these days, especially for those who do not know it.
Окей. Нахакалиум.
I am Brides. In Hermes' name, I welcome you to SARIA. But if you want my advice, do as we do. Leave now and forget you ever saw this cursed place.
Why do you say this place is cursed?
A year ago, the Nisiros held the entire island. Now all we can claim is this beautiful beach and a small village on the rise. We have the beast Hepnage to thank for that. She rules the jungle now.
I have heard many tales of fearsome beasts, but none of this Hepnage.
Consider yourself lucky, Satan. It descended on us but a year ago. Came from nowhere. Imagine a creature twice my size, with poison talons the length of my arm, and yet it leaves no tracks, disturbs no smell. Hepnage is faster than the eye can see. Dare you blink, and she is upon you. The perfect prey. Kichita. Part of me can see why the satyrs worship it.
How many of your tribe are left?
There is not but 1 in 10 who remain from the original colony. We sent away our females and younglings first. Most of our males have since fallen. Only a handful of stubborn fools still argue we should stay and fight. None more stubborn than Lycus himself.
Sometimes a leader must be stubborn.
Until one day he finds he has got no tribe left to lead. No more time to talk travel. There is much to prepare before the barge returns. Consider yourself warned. My duty by Hermes is done. Fair winds.
И бах ти бесня. Вот а поки накъде сме ние? Ага. Чакай. Аз доколкото си спомням, тук някъде трябваше да има хръм. Тук някъде трябваше да има хръм и аз затова взимах пан, понеже не можем да го прочетем, защото е на кентавърски. Ага, ето. Ей, оня знае, бе. Помни, бе.
I can't read this. I think it's in Centaur.
Perhaps I can get a sense of it. Let's see. My centaur is a bit out of practice, but I believe this home refers to the arrival of the Nisiros tribe to SARIA. It appears they sailed for months to get here. It says the messenger guided them.
Чекна се. Good job, man. That's my boy. Okay. Africa is that you? Okay.
Bisa, don't leave. You were by my side from the beginning.
We were wrong, Lycus. We should not have come here.
Don't say that. Hepnage must live near the shrine. One last push and we can bring back the bridge. We can do it, Bisa. We can save our people.
Look around you, Lycus. There is no village left to save.
I will be on the next barge. I hope you are on it too.
Okay. Започваме от така. Агриус.
So, you're the ones from the ship, eh? I am Agrios, but you should really speak with Lycus first. Far too much work for chatter. Mend the shields, Agrios. More spears, Agrios.
You're preparing for a fight, I see. Not planning on leaving like the others.
I did not cross the seas, only to turn tail when up against it. This tribe chose me to be an elder, under Lycus. As long as any remain, I remain as well.
What is it that you do here, Agrios?
I work as a bronze weaver.
Centaur arms and armor are highly regarded for their craftsmanship.
A bronze weaver is something like what your kind call a blacksmith. We Nisiros believe that all things created have a life. Weapons, pots, homes, everything. I don't choose the form to give to a piece of metal. I only help it become the form it chooses for itself.
A beautiful perspective. Similarly, a good staff is not made, but found. I like to think of my own staff as a child of a great tree. A child overcome with wanderlust to see the world.
We won't take any more of your time.
Yes?
I overheard you and Lycus. You plan to leave Saria?
Not that it is any concern of yours, but I am leaving as soon as the barge returns.
Is the situation that dire?
Dire? Stay a while and see for yourself. I worry for my people. Some fool adventurer wants to get himself killed. I will not stop him.
Guardian, bro.
Leave me be, human.
What's that smell? Oh, sorry, human.
Human.
An old one, but a good one. I'm Gorgidos. Welcome to Saria.
Welcome to Saria.
We hear there's trouble on Saria. You don't sound overly concerned.
Trouble? Let's see. We face a nation of angry satyrs and a terrible, unstoppable monster. On the other hand, most of the tribe is deserted, which means more wine and pipe weed for the rest of us. All just aside, friend. I'm afraid you'll find most in our village not quite themselves. Don't judge us by what you find now.
Най-сетне някой да иска да говори.
What can you tell me of your leader? The one known as Lycus.
I'd go to Tartarus and back for him, and I'm afraid of the dark. What's that tell you? He is as right and savvy as they come. It is not his fault what has happened here. But Hermes' fortune has a way of turning just when you need it the most.
We take our leave, Gorgidos.
Off you go then. Be safe.
My boy Gorgidos. Окей. Може да говори се. Защо не може да говори се? Какъв път, брат?
That's some ship you have out there, stranger. My name is Croesus. I bid you welcome in troubled times.
What can you tell me of Saria and this village?
This village is the last refuge of our tribe, the Nisiros. We came here from Arcadia, hoping to start a new life. After a couple of hopeful years, death appeared in the form of a terrible creature we call Hypnage. Most of our tribe has left. A few choose to stay and fight. I'm too old to do much in battle, but I'll help those who can.
What's your role in the tribe, Croesus?
Before our troubles, I was a vintner. Now I do whatever an old centaur can to help the others.
You don't look much older than the others.
Kind of you to say, stranger. Centaurs show their age differently than your kind. Suffice to say, I've nearly twice the years of any of the others, save for Gelios.
I'll take my leave now, Princess.
The serious punishment. The body of a criminal left to rot, denied last rites, completely ignored.
Whatever he did, he likely deserved his fate. Let's move on.
Good damn.
Welcome, traveler. I am Julius. You must excuse me, my mind is troubled at the moment.
What is the cause of your concern?
I am worried for my son, Valium. Please, go and speak with Lycus. I am sorry, but I cannot talk right now.
Okay.
So, you're the travelers. Welcome to SARIA. I'm Pantaleon, healer of the Nasiros. May I ask what brings you here?
We seek one who shares the blood of Hermes. We've been told there's such a person on this island.
I fear someone is having a jest at your expense. But you should speak with Lycus. Perhaps he knows more than I.
You have many wounded to tend to, Pantaleon.
What, this? Today is a good day, traveler. You should have seen us after the battle on the bloody plains. The whole village was an infirmary that day.
Who wounded these centaurs?
This lot ran into a pack of satyrs while they were gathering food in the jungle, just past the bloody plains. Our stores of herbs and food are critically low. If we forage, we are killed. If we don't, we starve.
What took place on the bloody plains?
A great battle. Every centaur who could hold a spear took part. We fought the satyrs for 3 days straight. In the end, we drove them off, but we lost many of our own. Lately, the satyrs are venturing further from the jungle. That bodes ill for this village.
Pantaleon, what can you tell us of your leader, Lycus?
The Aleph is a great centaur. His vision for a new way of life is the reason I am here. That vision gets harder to see each day. You should speak with him. Guests may lift his spirits.
Thank you for your time, Pantaleon.
Those caps must be kicking in. Yuwate panta, itomi po kitaka. That's Stracus. You will have to forgive him. I gave him some mushrooms to ease his pain. For a while, he is going to be difficult to understand. Haha, Panta! Wata tokechi! Ganyes!
How was he hurt?
What else? Satyrs. Hypnage does not leave wounded. Stracus was ambushed in the jungle while scouting. One of those fiends slung a rock at his head. His skull's been aching since. Anola fa! That rock cost him 4 warriors! Boorah!
Can you tell me what he's saying?
Tato se capa! Sampe he tato nikaje suta! He says we should milk the foul-smelling goat and make cheese.
Outrageous! If he wasn't otherwise incapacitated, I would take offense.
As I said, he is not himself right now. God yes! God yes!
God damn.
What mushrooms did he eat?
Let caps. They ease pain and help wounds heal. There are side effects, but our size helps to dilute their mind-altering effects. If one of your size were to eat just a single cap,
you'd likely go mad.
Fascinating. I'd love to examine one of these caps.
Not now, Pan.
Няма да се друсаш, пан.
Ha, Panta! What a tokechi! Kanyes! Kanyes!
Heal well, Stratus.
Няма да се друсаш сега, пан. Забранява му се закона, че лайка си е там. Какво има тук? Елю. Празно.
Come to see Lycus? Perhaps an outsider can convince him to leave.
Окей.
Nihene, I am Lycus.
Nihene.
You are the travelers who arrived on the great boat?
I am Jeyson, king of Iolcus. We've heard of your troubles. May they soon pass. We seek a descendant of Hermes on this island. Demelion said you'd be the one to ask.
Then I'm sorry to disappoint you. Hermes has abandoned this village. You will not find his blood here.
You know the bloodlines of every person on this island?
I know the lineage of this tribe, even those who have left. Beyond us, there are only savages and beasts. There is a shrine to Hermes on SARIA, but it lies across an impassable ravine to the north. Between here and there is the jungle, satyr territory. My tribe knows a way across, but it would be dangerous.
Whatever the danger, we're not leaving until we find what we seek.
Then our purposes may align, Jeyson. I too have a reason to visit the shrine.
What do you hope to find there?
My tribe is being driven off this island. A beast we call Hypnage hunts my people. Its very presence has turned the satyrs against us. Try as we might, we cannot kill the beast in the wild.
How would Hermes' shrine change that?
I suspect Hypnage's den is near the shrine. Even the most fearsome beasts must rest. If we find its home, we can kill it.
Now for the catch. How does one cross the ravine to reach the shrine?
Soon after arriving on SARIA, we discovered a pair of ancient herms, divine monuments created by Hermes himself. When we relit the devotional flames and prayed before these herms, a sacred bridge extended across the ravine.
These herms, they're in the jungle.
Now overrun by satyrs. Yes, but if they can be reclaimed, then the shrine is open to us.
Can you spare one of your scouts to help us find the sacred herms?
I will give you our best, my daughter. She will show you what must be done to restore the bridge. Once across, she can determine if the beast's den is there. With that proof, I believe enough of my people will be willing to make one more attempt to slay Hypnage. My people will be saved, and you will gain access to Hermes' most sacred site. What say you, Jeyson?
I'll search the entire island if I have to. This shrine seems a good place to start.
Praise Hermes. Chromus!
Yes, Aleph?
Tell my daughter to welcome our guests. She is to be their guide.
It will be as you say, Aleph.
My daughter's lodge is across from mine. She is headstrong, but she knows this land better than any other. Fair winds to you, Jeyson. The hopes of my tribe now rest in your hands. May you find what you seek.
Така. Извинявам се.
the jungle, didn't you? Found some satyrs, I see. Or did they find you?
Shut it, Chromis. Phalian's out there somewhere. If the satyrs got him, he won't last long.
He knew the risk, same as you. Ulezina Ulezini.
Hauptakuni. He'd have gone looking for you.
And that's why he is Hypnage's next meal and I am still alive. Enough of him. I see our guests outside. Lycus says you are to guide them.
Guide them? Wata agaze. Heteke welo.
How should I know? They're your kind, not mine. His name is Jeyson. King or something. Perhaps you can be his princess.
Manticore, have your tongue?
You're Lycus's daughter? You're human.
Sharp eye, stranger. What gave me away?
Amazing. You speak the centaur tongue better than any human I've heard.
A scholar. How exciting. The name's Atalanta. Now what's this about me being a guide? What's going on?
It appears we have a common goal. We need to get to Hermes' shrine.
Why?
We seek a descendant of Hermes. The shrine seems the best place to search.
Not the answer I was expecting, but fair enough. Next question. What makes you think you can reach the shrine when our best warriors have failed?
Да каже ли арбитър? Да бъде ли сами?
We're willing, we're able, and with you, we've got a guide. I like our odds.
You've got no shortage of teaser, I'll give you that.
Teaser?
It means either courage or foolishness. Not sure yet which. We could look for Phalian while we're out. All right, Jeyson. You've got yourself a guide.
Glad to have you, Atalanta.
We should speak to some of the others before we leave. The Beastmaster, Nessus, was out in the jungles just last week. He'd know the satyr positions. One of our scouts went missing this morning. His father, Gelios, might know more about where he went. The day gets no younger, and neither do we. Let's go stretch our legs. Unless you've got questions for me.
How did you come to be a member of a centaur tribe?
My parents brought me here as a babe. After they died, I was alone. A few years ago, the Nasiros arrived. At first, I hid from them, watching from a distance. One day, I returned to the cave where I was living and found Lycus waiting for me. He'd been watching me and tracked me to my home. He offered me a place in the tribe. Though I was not as big or as fast as a centaur, my knowledge of SARIA was useful to the Nasiros.
Why did your parents come to such a remote place to raise you?
That's a mystery that died with them. They seldom talked of their life before SARIA. From what I can recall, they were running from some trouble, hiding from something that pursued them.
How did they meet their end? If you would share the tale, that is.
Manticores. Before the centaurs cleared the island, SARIA was infested with them. One day, my mother and I were out gathering herbs in a place we thought was safe. We were attacked by a pride of manticores. My mother held them at bay and told me to flee. I made it home, and my father raced back to find her. I never saw them again after that. Not even their bodies.
You lived on your own after your parents died? For how long?
Hard to say. 8, 10 years. My father taught me how to hunt. I learned for myself how to stay alive. Before the centaurs came, I hadn't spoken a word in years. The leaves rustling in the wind, the tracks of my prey, the beat of the satyr drums. That was my language.
So, we've got 2 ancient herms to restore before we can get to Hermes' shrine. Where are they?
Both lie in the jungle, deep in satyr territory. One is in a jungle clearing, just past the bloody plains. The other is in a cave, to the east. I know the way.
This missing scout, what do you think happened to him?
He was looking for lethcaps. Mushrooms our tribe uses to treat illness and pain. Phalion's father, Gilios, is in poor health. Our stores of left caps are nearly gone. Phalion knew this. I fear he strayed from his patrol, hoping to find some.
And if he went into the jungle?
Then we can only hope the satyrs got him and are keeping him alive. If Hypnage found him, then he is gone.
You know better than us what lies ahead. I want your honest opinion of our chances.
The satyrs don't worry me. They're easily frightened by a show of force. It's Hypnage that's the real threat. She can't be killed in the wild. If she attacks, she does so without warning. Even if we manage to wound her, she'll simply vanish.
We can talk more later. For now, let's stay alert and move out.
Bright eyes, light feet. To Hermes' shrine.
Така, дами и господа, аз мисля да приключим този епизод тук. Беше ми изключително приятно да запиша първи епизод на серия. Надявам се да ви е харесал. Абонирайте се, харесвайте видеята. В следващия епизод ще правим някакъв екшън. Отново ще има бумчики бум-бум. И вие бяхте на другия ми канал. Абонирайте се, харесвайте. Коментирайте. С вас беше Мишката. И довиждане и до нови срещи до следващия епизод. Чао!